So we took it and we started watching videos and listening to music and just kind of getting it a chance to come on. And I'd say around the 45-minute mark, I began to feel it. It was weird because it was very similar to what I was feeling a year ago in my first LSD experiences, and it was almost like this like flashback where like I was there again, and I was like, oh my god, like I feel exactly how I felt back when I was doing it for the first time. And I'd say the dissolution of my ego really began uh, when I attempted to address the dissolution of my ego. That was the mistake, where I started to think, do I remember who I am? And because you know the whole deal with ego death, it's this idea that you don't know who you are and you forgot who you are and that you exist and all this stuff. So I kind of put it to the test and I said, well, who am I? Do I remember who I am? And I'd say what happened to me was that voice in your head that says who you are. You know, I'm so and so. This is my name. This is my parents. These are my friends. All the aspects of you. But this time, when I sort of tried to call upon those aspects, they were no longer me. They were more just things in the distance, like anything else that was happening to me in that moment. And I started to feel this dissociation from those things. I remembered what they were. I remembered my name. I remembered where I was, all that, who my parents were, who my friends were, who my brother was, what we were doing. I knew I was on LSD, but it was this severe dissociation from the identification with these things. And I remember I kept saying out loud, I don't know who I am. I don't remember who I am. And my brother would be like, what do you mean you don't remember who you are? Like, he'd tell me my name, and I'd just kind of be set back, like, what? Like, how is that who I am? How is that what I am? You know? And it was very, very frightening. It was very different than I had thought it was going to be, and that's what got me, was that it was so different. It wasn't this wiping of my memory. In essence, short-term memory, you can't really recall what you were just thinking, so you kind of catch yourself in these loops of asking the same questions, like who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Over and over again, and you're stimulating these things that you thought were what represented you, but they are actually just ideas, energy, like anything else, and it doesn't actually solidly represent anything at all besides what you thought you were. And during this experience, I felt the typical trapped feeling where you feel like it's never going to end. You feel like it's never going to end, and like you're just stuck like that. You're gonna be stuck like this forever. Like, how could I ever come down from what I am feeling right now? Like, there's no way I can't feel like this. And that was quite frightening as well. But what got me the most was that I didn't feel like I was anybody or anything anymore. I I felt like I was just there, just there in that room, and there was nothing that actually was representative of who I was or what I was. And for the first time ever, I experienced that void of self. And I remember my brother said to me, tomorrow morning you're gonna find out who won, the LSD or your ego. And it was the next morning that I realized what he meant by that, which was I was either going to freak out and go, that's not okay, those experiences are terrifying, you should not let yourself be dissociated like that, that's dangerous, or I would see it as a foundationally beneficial experience where I was able to see through the veil of self and separation and identification, and I was able to gaze into that vast realm that we all seem to yearn for through these experiences. We all glamorize the ego death experience, and it's once you're actually in there that you realize it's not a joke, and it's really, 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 really something else, and you can't really analyze it in those moments. That was the problem with me, was that I was trying so hard to make something of it, and this has got to mean something. This has got to mean something right now, that I feel like this, but it doesn't. It just means what it does in that moment. It means it means what it means, which is what's happening. It doesn't require any sort of other effort or prying, you know? And that was the hugest fucking struggles. I thought I was supposed to have to search and work and fight, and it was just this immediate flushing away of identification and reason and all that, and it was definitely a life-changing experience, to say the least. And it's happened to me a few times, only on LSD, which I find is interesting. But yeah, that was my ego death experience, and if you have experienced anything similar to that, or something like that, let me know, because it's always interesting to hear other people that have gone through similar situations like that. So I hope you liked this video and got something out of it, and I will see you in my next video.